Shout out Sniper T on the beat.
Tamara to the break of dawn is on the rise, with life on the forefront of the mind. So line for line, you can ride this brain train and you can change your station without even touching the dial. So relax, stay a little bit, but listen for a while. And whether you're bumping this in the whip or in a business fit, it's a meeting you won't want to miss. A meeting for a meal to feed the soul with words for the mind. So sit back, enjoy the ride. Time to take off, it's time to fly. Cause Tamara to the break of dawn is on the rise.
Yeah, but hey y'all, hey. Welcome back to the show, y'all. Or for all my new folks, thanks for tuning in for the first time. New episodes come out, every Thursday like clockwork. If you're listening on whatever your favorite podcast platform is, you can also check out the visuals for this show on my YouTube channel, which the link to that is in my bio. If you're not following me on social media, you totally should be. I like to interact with people, so I'm not like just trying to have followers. Like, respond to the show, laugh at my jokes, laugh at my memes. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love Twitter. So the links to my social media is in the episode notes as well. If you're listening to this and you are a regular 100% supporter, hop on all my live monthly shows and all that good stuff, then you probably noticed that by the time this airs, there was no live for the month of December. I don't apologize for, okay, I do apologize for, I told y'all something was going to happen and it didn't happen. You know what I'm saying? I like to be a woman of my word. But I don't apologize because life has been life and I just kind of needed to like not do something. But I got y'all still some content out here. You know, I don't miss a week yet. I don't plan on it. But there wasn't no live this month. But the good news is that this Saturday, December 19th, live on Chris's platform, which is Shenanigans with Friends podcast, it's the monthly podcast happy hour. So you know that's me, J-Bug, Autumn, Audrey, and Chris. It's going to be a live show at 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. So the link to her Twitter and all that good stuff is in the episode notes. Follow her. But yeah, so did I get all my announcements out the way? Yep. All right, cool. So, guys, you know, 2020 is coming to a close and we're living in a big rich town. And I mean, me myself, I just came from the poorest parts, but you know, it'd be like that sometimes.
I see what
But
you did there. I see what you did there.
yeah. You know what? That part of my brain has been activated. Like, I've been on it with that lately. It's been beautiful. The songs. Yeah. Anyways, but y'all, as y'all can see by the title and the episode notes, if you actually read that, this is a different type of show. And I got a couple of guests with me. Some of my favorite people, I'll say one of my favorite podcasters, you know, and then my real life blood baby brother. You know, I gotta let them know, like, this is my brother for real. Like, I used to watch this dude when he was a baby because he's 12 years younger than me. So I know we probably look close in age, is what I've heard. You feel me? But I'm just out here not aging, and that's all that is. But anyways, so I got my little brother on here, Cedric. I'm super excited about that. He's the only family member that like really, really supports my podcast. Like, you know, a lot of the conversations and just whatever, I had a lot of conversations with him before the show got started, and he, you know, advises or just cares. So I want to publicly tell everybody, but tell you, I really appreciate that. Like, yeah, you're the only family member that really, really gets this side of me and that this is important to me too. So glad you're here. And then let me introduce my other guest. You know, he's almost like a regular. This is third time on the show.
It's my third time?
It is. It is.
Sheesh.
Yeah, yeah. So we had the one with D Murph and then the one with OTR Mike.
Right.
Third time's a charm. Here we are. So
Mhm.
we got Baylor from BTG for president.
Yo.
Fellas, welcome. I'm excited.
We are here.
We are.
How's it
Here
going?
we are. It's
Shout out to
good.
my boy Kane. I want to give a
Mhm.
special shout out to Kane,
Kane.
aka Bobby Brown.
It's his prerogative to play both roles. You feel me?
He's playing them well.
Yep.
I'm still
Yep.
trying to figure out about Kane, honestly.
All right. We'll get to Kane later. This is the only time I want this part to go in order. If we gonna have some order. All right. So I brought them here. But the first thing for we're gonna talk about the show Power. We're gonna talk a little bit about the first series, I should say, book 1, the jump off. You feel me? So we're gonna talk a little bit about that, but then we're gonna talk about Power Book 2. But before we get all up into that, first question I got for y'all, fellas. In the last 7 days, you feel me? What was the best part of your week?
I created some more designs. I bought a new logo. I would say buying a new logo. I bought a new logo and I'm waiting for it to come in. I'm extremely excited about that.
A new logo for your show?
No, just part of my brand in general. Something I'm going to put on my clothing.
Oh, okay. You are really out here just bruh. I ain't forgot about that hoodie that I'm gonna be getting. I was literally just thinking about that today. Like, okay, I ain't had the money yet, but I gotta circle back around to Baylor because I want that. So I'm for real about that. Yeah, but you've been man, I won't say one man army because I know your wife helps you, but they really out here making merchandise, like dope custom stuff.
Hey, if you're gonna sell some dope, make sure it's legal.
Right. See, that's why he's the neighborhood dope man, y'all, because of the dope merchandise. You feel me?
I've never sold drugs in my life. I've never,
Hey.
Have I received some? I don't know.
That ain't got nothing to do with
Ain't
nothing.
got nothing to do with nobody.
No,
Trying to incriminate people.
no.
No. Shout out to Vlad. No, absolutely
That's what I
not.
was about to say.
No, that's not what's happening. Anywho, that's what's up. Cedric, what about you? Let's just move on from that.
What happened to this week? Honestly, probably just getting into a book that's actually was in this week's episode.
Oh yeah.
Which I thought was kind of funny.
Yeah.
The 48 Laws of Power,
Yeah,
actually.
that was the book that you literally was just talking to me about.
Mhm.
That's crazy. I forgot about that.
Yeah. So it was kind of funny seeing that in this week's episode.
Yeah.
And funny seeing Jabari bring it up, even though he has no idea how to use any of his laws or powers.
Yeah. For me, I wrote a blog. So the 1st and 15th of every month, a blog publishes because writing is my first love, right? And normally I'll have the blogs done like kind of in advance, like a month, not a month, a week or so in advance has been the like pattern so far.
Mm-hmm.
But then not this month. I wrote it the 13th, whatever day that was Sunday, and it published today. But I feel like I kind of like tapped into a deeper, or I don't know, another level of writing style. And so for me, that's exciting. Like it's, you know what I'm saying? Like it's the creative process that I enjoy. Once it's finished and the accolades and all that stuff, I don't care about that as much. But like while I'm creating and you know what I'm saying? The way I write is not in order. Like I'll write out a thought that I think that's where I'm going, but now I've just learned, okay, I'm just putting out pieces of the puzzle and then I'll write something else and then I'll be like, so then my process is I write and then I read it out loud so that I can experience it how like the reader's going to read it. And then that helps me think, okay, as I'm reading this as a reader, what questions do I have? Like, does this make sense or just whatever? And so then it might be that that sentence I thought was down there really goes up here. So it's, yeah, so that's what I love.
Right.
Yeah. Then, you know, watched Power yesterday. So
Whoa! I watched it. I watched it this morning.
yeah, I watched it. Yes, I watched it last night. Yep.
I
So
usually
yeah,
watch it at the midnight, like right when it drops.
I don't do that no more. I was on that for a while, but now I just, you know, I watch it. You know what I mean? Like I'm gonna watch it before the next one comes out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm a night owl, so I would usually watch stuff around that time too.
Mm-hmm.
But I usually like to, when it comes to Power and Snowfall, I usually like to watch it the day of when I know I'm going to record and we're going to talk about it because it's still fresh. Because I ain't gonna, you know, unless it was one of those oh my god episodes,
Mm-hmm.
I'll forget just like that. That's why I'm not. That's why I'm okay with
Right.
spoilers. You can tell me a spoiler, and then as soon as I start watching it,
You forget.
I'll
Yeah.
forget. I'll be like, oh
Yeah.
yeah, and then I remember right then and there, like, oh yeah, that's what she was talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Not me. See, that's why I have to watch it right at midnight. Them spoilers.
Oh yeah, you gotta stay off of Twitter.
Man.
That's for sure.
How long y'all been watching Power? Like when did you
Since the
start
beginning.
Mm-hmm.
like you so you started watching it like when it came out?
Went as soon as it came
As
out,
soon as
like
it dropped.
that's when it came. That's when it was going back and forth between that and what's the,
Empire.
yeah, and I'm like, Empire was a little too General Hospital for me.
All
I
right.
actually forgot about Empire, actually.
Yeah, me too. But listen, for me, I don't really watch TV. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't know anything about the show being out. I wasn't even on like Twitter at all like that back then. So I definitely wouldn't have learned about it on there. But a friend of so like I think it was at the end of season 1, I think. It might have been at the end of season 2. A friend of mine I don't even care if y'all judge me. A friend of mine a former friend who used to sell bootleg DVDs or whatever. I forget what I did for him, and he gave me all these movies, even though I told him he didn't have to pay me anything, but he gave me all these movies. And he gave me season 1 and 2 of Power, and he was like, this is a really good show. I really think you'll like it. I just don't watch it with your daughters because this was about 5 years ago. And so he's like, don't watch it with them because it's a lot of sex. Because y'all know it used to be like soft porn and
That's what show
back
get
with
down.
the Ghost and Angie days.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like he was like, here, so
It still
watch
is.
it. Yeah. He was like, so watch it and it's about to it was like right at the end of season 2, so he was like you got to wait till June for the next season, and I was hooked from the first episode, like, and just been here ever since. And like I don't really watch a ton of TV shows or anything like that. Like anybody who really asks me about TV, I've always been like, I don't watch TV, but I watch Power. So like when Power is on, every week I got a show that I gotta catch. When Power's not on, I like to do other things. So like watching TV it's not that serious. I might watch a movie here and there or whatever, but it ain't nothing like, oh, I gotta do this every week. You know what I'm saying? So let's talk about book 1 a little bit, just because I've never talked about this show. I haven't really done a show like this where I'm talking about a TV show or, you know, a movie or whatever. And I don't know that I'm gonna. This is more so to my listeners, y'all. I don't know if I'm going to do this again. I'm kind of thinking about it, so just a heads up. I don't know that it would be every week. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all know what my show is, but I am thinking about maybe just for Power, because Power's. But who knows? I don't know. But we'll see how this goes. But anywho, so we're going to talk a little bit about Power Book 1. This is literally my favorite show, though. I have never considered myself a fan of any, like, any show, but I can say I'm a Power fan. Like, I follow not all of them on Instagram, but most of them on Instagram from book 1 and not most, the main people from book 1, and then some from book 2. But yeah, like I love Power. I was, determined to stick through season 6, even though it was kind of a hard season to get through. But all in all, what would you say your favorite part about the show is? And would you consider yourself a fan?
Oh, I'm a super fan. Stan.
Yeah, definitely.
I know
definitely a
you
fan.
for sure, Cedric.
Definitely a fan.
And the crazy thing about this is me and Cedric do this like it used to be that every week, like on Monday, we would text about Power. So this is like normal, you know what I mean? And so I went over his house the other day and we started to talk about, because that's what we do. And I'm like, no, I don't want to talk about nothing. I want our first, you know what I'm saying, reactions to stuff to be authentic on the show. So that was hard because like this is what we normally talk about is like Power or whatever. But I kind of figured y'all was fans because I was really like, this is my show, y'all. You feel me? So I can't talk about this with somebody that I know ain't rocking with it like that. That's why, Baylor, you notice I asked you, are you currently watching Power? Because I know you a real fan if you still watching now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because
See, when
fell off.
I mean, a lot of cats didn't like. They started to fall out towards the last couple of seasons.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, look, I stayed with it. I had to stay with. Now, when 50 threw the curveball, and when he let us know when he announced the different where the show was going to end up going. I didn't honestly. I didn't know if Tyreek was going to be able to hold it down. I didn't.
Right.
I swear to God, because he went from the most hated kid, and I'm talking about in the to the point where they had to acknowledge it and themselves. But that just goes to show how great the show is. Where, because to me, Rick from The Walking Dead will always be Rick. No matter where I bump into him, that's gonna be Rick. Just like Bobby Brown. We know who's gonna be Bobby Brown for the rest of his life. You know what I mean? Because they played these parts so well. Now, a lot of people, I get it. You know, the writing fell off towards the end in a major way. You know, at one point, we were talking about, all right, who are you gonna pick to die next? Who are you gonna pick to die next? Because somebody was dying every episode, and it was getting ridiculous. But I have to take my hat off. Like this is going back to, and if this is true, if the conspiracy is true, and this is going to be basically a deja vu version of him growing into his father and then building the empire from there, yo, I gotta take my hat off to him. I ain't going nowhere.
Right.
Unless Snowfall calls. Snowfall number one. Snowfall is my baby.
I ain't never watched that.
Oh, that's my baby.
I've been starting this.
I ain't never watched that.
I've been noticing that though, the build up with this though, the Power Book 2. That's why I do like how they're recreating Tyreek. Because like I said, man, he left a bad taste in our mouth. He left a really bad taste in our mouth doing what he did, especially.
See, I wasn't that part. I felt him on that. Like, and here's not like I would have done that or anything like that, but I'm just saying, like, me knowing how teenagers think, because y'all know, or maybe you don't know, Cedric, you obviously know, my degree is in psychology. So people, behavior patterns, interpersonal skills, interpersonal relationship dynamics, all that is like, I live for that. And I try to not like figure people out like that, but I just pay attention. And so once I see trends and patterns, I'm like, oh, okay. I just let people be who they are, but it helps me like categorize where they need to be like in my life or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I hated Tariq for a long time, but then once they talked about like once I understood that he was a teenager, angry, acting off of emotion, your dad left, broke up the home, all these things happen. I understood where he was coming from. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying it was right. I'm just saying I'm a person that if I have a rationale for why something is happening, I'm like, okay, yeah, this makes sense. It don't matter whether I like it or not. It's just like, okay, yep, I get it. So it's like in a way, this like that made me respect him more, which sounds just crazy as hell. Kill your daddy, yeah, nigga, you got my respect. But it's not because he killed his dad. It's because I feel like he owned up to something for himself, like just like he quote unquote tried to avenge. No, I mean he killed Ray Ray, but you know what I'm saying.
That was
like,
also because of him. So he had to clean up something that he's
yeah. So that's why I didn't include that at first. You feel me? That I didn't include that at first because he did that stupid stuff. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Hey, at least he's not in that category where you can say, I'm not a killer, but don't push me. No, I think Tyreek is a for sure. I think he a for sure killer.
But
he definitely is a killer. He definitely a killer.
I don't want to get there yet, so I won't ask this next question because in this week's episode though, nah, not fully, because we're just gonna go there. Forget it. Because
you don't think he's a killer?
I think so. When he was with what the heck is that dude's name? Drew. When he was with Drew, and Drew was shooting the dude in the head or through the whatever to make it seem like that's how it happened or whatever. I saw like trauma in Tariq's eyes, face, whatever. That was like triggering for him. I feel like he went back to when he killed his dad because
but that would lead him into like a whole PTSD because that was his dad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But he did want to. He suggested that he should shoot first.
Yeah, that's true.
But that wasn't his first kill though, so I don't think that.
But I don't know. I guess that makes sense though because it's the dad. Because
and that was the last person he killed.
Yeah, right. That's true. Mm-hmm.
I think that said a lot about Drew too, bringing up his character, him doing that. Mm-hmm. I didn't know how they were going to portray Drew a little bit more. That kind of made him a little bit more like, okay.
Yeah, because even with and hear me out, I think you have to be at a certain level of wherever a killer is at.
Right. Yeah,
to shoot a dead body.
Yeah.
Like I might need you as a friend. Like I gotta keep you close because.
Well, here's the thing: I can't even run over a dead squirrel, and that's just an animal. You feel me? Like one time, I killed a squirrel and I was like screaming and it was dramatic and I can't even run over dead animals. It ain't right. You feel me? Nigga, I mean, I know the man was dead, but damn, you didn't even care.
And shout out to the TV shows of the newer era because apparently they hiring all actors and they creating all these characters that they headshot game is phenomenal.
Oh,
like
boy.
they don't miss at
Right,
all.
right.
Drew, where you learned that at? You know what I mean? Like how long you been aiming like that?
He been there before. He done did that before. He did that like he didn't have to think. He was on autopilot. Like hold him, do
I'm not
this.
gonna lie. If I'm Drew in that situation, I'm telling Tyreek, you might need to stand behind me because I'm gonna aim for the head. But hey, I probably won't actually get the headshot until after like the 5th shot.
Man.
Because I was wondering, like the way Tyreek was like ducking down. I'm like, is he going? What if he shot him in the hand or like do he got aim? Well, apparently he does because he didn't miss at all. Man. Okay, I'm going to go back to book 1 because I want to talk about it. So few questions. One, and you can't pick Ghost or Tommy. So Ghost or Tommy aside, who was your favorite character in book 1 and why?
Outside of those two?
Yeah, you cannot pick Ghost and Tommy.
Kanan. I feel like Kanan is. I feel like everybody got a little bit of Kanan inside of him. Not killing his son. Not killing his son. Like
none of that.
Not all, but like as far as just the griminess.
I done had some grimy moments.
Yeah, just the all about himself. You know, I kind of like that about him. It felt like he was more. It felt like he was an honest character. Out of everybody lying in that show, I felt like he was the most honest.
I gotta think about my answer. I don't even have.
I gotta because it's a few of them actually. But if I did. Oh man, I love Angela. That was my boo thing right there.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
They killed my boo thing, man.
Really?
I did not. That was my boo thing.
Oh my gosh.
Angela grew on me too. That's the second one because Angela, if you think about it, she was the glue. She could have put anybody in jail. She could have took everybody out of it. Like she was actually holding it down.
She was holding it down until she couldn't hold it down no more. Like Jesus, we talking about she was the key to she could have shut everything down.
You really could have.
We not looking at Tyreek going to jail or mom's going to jail because if Angela decides like, you know what, I gotta stop loving him like that. This is what it is.
And when she did, what happened?
That whole empire. Yep.
So it's funny because this is actually a really hard question because my favorite character is Tommy. But I would say I'm gonna say this is funny because it's not even necessarily because of this show, but Vincent. So he didn't come in until later. Yeah, Vincent, the mob boss. But why I love him is because I used to watch The Sopranos and he was on The Sopranos. And that was my favorite. Like I've always loved mob stuff, gangsters, just whatever, like for whatever reason. And so that was my show back in the day. And when his character, I just love that his character reminded me of The Sopranos. Like they could have had him play any, you know what I'm saying, any type of whatever, and it brought the mob, and it just brought just the honor and you know what I'm saying, stuff like that, where he was I was like, I didn't want him to die. I was hoping somehow
he lasted a while.
Yeah, he lasted a while, but
he went out better than what was it, Benny?
Yeah. Man, how the hell you bring a knife to a gun?
He went out better than him.
That pissed me off. You a damn mob boss and you get killed by Tommy. Like no shade to Tommy, but that just made no sense.
It shouldn't have happened like that either.
Hell
Not like
no.
that.
I feel like that was disrespectful to who he was in the hierarchy of crime and gangs and whatnot. Like, no, you're gonna have a pawn take out the king, basically. And I'm not saying Tommy was a pawn because it wasn't that whatever, but it just didn't seem right.
Yeah.
Mm-mm. All right. So what would you say your biggest disappointment was during season 6? I'm just gonna focus on season 6 because that was the most recent. And yeah, what would you say your biggest disappointment was during season 6?
This it turned into it damn near almost turned into a musical for me. You know what I mean? Because it was like you kept showing everybody's different perspectives and stuff like that. And I'm like, man, just put some goddamn music behind this and let's let them start singing all the goddamn lines or whatever. Like the build up, it got to the point where it's like, man, I really don't care who shot him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Exactly.
and then I went on a whole Tupac thing. I said he ain't dead. It was just too much. Like I just started coming up with all kind of stuff.
Man, for
I think
me,
that's what it was.
well, for me, I'll just go a different way real quick. Man, when Proctor died,
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I shed real tears when he died.
But your
Like,
boy killed him.
I know, and there was that too. Because Proctor was my other favorite character, but Vincent, we just got stronger ties because the Sopranos, and I can't separate that. But yeah, like when Proctor died, I just. But really, it's the reason he died because I never expected him to fold like that. Like he had been so loyal to Ghost the whole time he was on there, and then for you to so I was like, I understood why Tommy killed him, but I'm just disappointed. Like, nigga, you did something to actually cause this nigga to come in here talking about some Proctor.
But you know what? I got beef with Tommy though too, because Tommy he didn't want to believe Ghost at all, and he hated Ghost at one point. But you got to understand, like when your best friend is married, no matter how their marriage is going, is married and has kids, and you consider those kids your nephews and stuff like that. You have to let him go the route that he wants to go. None of this would be anything if you allow Ghost to get out of the game, run Truth as as a success, like open up a nightclub, let him go straight, and then you handle it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But his selfish homeboy and his selfish wife just couldn't see him doing anything other than what he wanted to do.
I had to rewatch that to actually catch that too, because I actually like Tommy's character a lot. To realize that he was kind of like a Tasha, not wanting him to get out the game as well too.
Yeah,
he was in the way.
I feel you. Were you team Ghost or team Tommy during season 6?
I was team Ghost because Ghost was at time after time was just trying to get to Tommy's ear and let him know, like, yo, Joe, we gotta squash this. You know what I mean? And then he killed my boo thing. I don't know if I'll ever forgive him for that. I don't think I will. Like, come on, man. You took and I was like, when I seen her on the table, I was like, oh no, she really gone. Yeah. Like there's no hiding her, no nothing. I was like, oh yeah, this is a problem.
Man, nah. By the time we got to season 6, man, I was team Tommy because Ghost was so. The one thing about Tommy is Tommy was true to what it was. He was like, hey, this is like, I get that he didn't want to let him grow in this, that, and the other. And like, I would probably have a different thought process about that now because where I'm at in life currently, like, yeah, man, you got to shake them niggas off that ain't trying to let you flourish and prosper. You feel me? But back when that was, you know what I'm saying, going on. I just felt like Tommy was consistent, true to whatever. He was basically like loyal to the mission, loyal to Ghost, loyal to what they have been doing. Ghost was all about what he wanted, and he would like play sides against the middle, withhold information, all this stuff. And I just felt like by the time he actually got killed, I was like, because he was really getting on my nerves at that point. Like, just the conversations and the way, I know he ain't really called Tasha chicken head at the cemetery when she came from seeing her dead daughter, you know what I'm saying? But he still talked to her reckless, and he was just talking to everybody reckless, and basically was like, F y'all, I finally got what I wanted. He lied to his son, said back in season whatever, hey, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna go down for our family, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna take the hit for Ray Ray. Then when it comes down to it, you didn't. Like, the one thing that I feel like if he would have been true to that, Tariq probably wouldn't have killed him. I feel like that was like the last straw for him. Again, I'm not, you know, he's a emotional teenager. You know what I'm saying? I get it, but
at the same time, we keep forgetting Ghost. His main objective. He didn't want Tyreek nowhere near the game. You got to remember, at one point they came this close to getting that jam, whatever Range Rover, whatever truck he drive, they was about to light that bitch up. And if it wasn't for Ghost connections and stuff like that, and telling Tyreek to put on his earphones, like them cats would have been gone. You know what I mean? So he tried to keep the game away from his son. He wanted his son to go to school and do it the correct way. And he was trying to get out of the game and just go and so he wouldn't have to look over his back. But with that type of wife, and his son is being inquisitive and shit like that, it seemed like the only ones that was just cool was the two daughters.
I feel you.
Two daughters? You mean one daughter?
Stop. I feel you. But at the same time, everything he did, it's like, that's cool if you upfront with people and you like, hey, this is what I'm on. Like, that's how I would be. Hey, this is
he told Tasha that.
He did, but then again, he
was
wishy-washy though. Like, he would pretend like he was with whatever when it benefited him, and then be like, well, nah, this is what I'm on. By the time he got what he wanted, then I feel like you saw what it really was, because then he could be as rude or disrespectful or whatever as he wanted.
But you got to think, he was dealing with three different things. He was dealing with his emotions, for one, because he was interested in his, old flame. Then he told both of them at the same time. So now you're dealing with your wife criticizing you for trying to lead the game, and your homeboy he's with you in the situation. So it's like he got to dealing with him, knowing he's a firecracker. His wife don't believe in his dreams. Sorry, chick does. And then, you know what I'm saying? It's like you got to deal with all.
I thought about that.
And then your son is being nosy. You don't want him a part of the game at all. So I don't get how a man that's trying to go the straight and arrow, take care of his family the right way, and then he still end up dead.
But you can't forget where you came from. And I feel like that's where because he wasn't even 100% honest with Angela. And that was like really neither of them were.
Who was really honest with Ghost though? Like, as far as like Tasha and Tommy, the only one who was really with Ghost was Angela. Honestly.
That was it.
Honest? Honestly, you trying to say she ain't hold nothing? I know y'all team Angela and that's your boo thing and all that.
No, I just because you gotta go to.
Because she withheld stuff and did things that were in her best interest at times too.
But that's because Tasha was trying to pull Ghost back into the game now.
Yeah, but when did it start though? Because my thing was the only thing that she wanted at that time was him. Nothing about his money, nothing about his empire.
Nothing. She just wanted him out of the game. Honestly, Ghost wanted to be out of the game.
But she didn't know. She didn't want him out of the game because she didn't even know he was in the game, and that's what I'm talking about.
But when she found out, she didn't want to deal with him.
She didn't know.
No. Well, that's not her fault.
But the whole point is, the reason why I say that is because nobody really knew him. Like, she didn't really know him. She was more so like, I believe she loved him, but a lot of it was just tied to their past. She didn't even know grown man James. She's still calling that nigga Jamie like he a little kid.
Yeah. The last time they seen each other, they were what?
You talking about faded pictures in a broken glass. She was on that.
She was, but when she did find out, then she didn't want to really be bothered with him. But at the same time, they're painting a picture of showing you how strong their love was. So she had a lot of risk, a lot to risk, and she actually did risk it.
I mean, she risked it all.
And the cool part about it, she was still trying to help Tasha.
Still trying to help Tasha.
I feel like she was. I mean, yeah, but she had something to benefit from that too. Like, she went down too if they went down. So it's not like she just had nothing to lose or
but she had the key though. Angela had the key.
Well, yeah, everybody. She had the key, but she also had a lot of stuff to lose too. So she kind of had to look out for him. And she even said that at some point, like, I can't remember how she said it, but okay, I'm a shut us down on book 1 because this ain't even really why we came here. But I ain't never really got to just talk about the show. So, book 2, it's funny because I remember telling Cedric, like, I mean, I'm gonna watch it to see what it, you know what I'm saying, just to see because I love Power so much. But I wasn't sure if it was going to keep me as a fan or not because I didn't really consider myself a fan then. Power was my show, but now I know I'm a fan because I'm just like ride or die. Hey, it's Power. I'm there. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm watching every whatever. So initially I was kind of like, I don't know, because season 6 kind of just. I mean, I still love Power and I knew there was going to be more from them, but them last 5 episodes that really could have been a 90-minute one episode and they didn't need to drag out everything 5 different times. You know what I'm saying? I knew it wasn't no pause or none of them dumb people. You don't get.
That's when they drug it out, gave pause the whole episode.
Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? But so when that ended, I wasn't sure, but now I can say, man, and we said this earlier, I didn't think before it started, I didn't think Tariq would be able to carry a whole series. I was like, why would you give him a show? Like, what the hell? But man, what I'm realizing is he could only be who he was really more so through the eyes of his father in a sense, because that whole show was through the eyes of Ghost in it, or it was focused on Ghost. But now, man, once you get up out your parents' house and you got to be an adult, man.
He's growing into his own.
Hell yeah.
Tyreek.
Adult Tyreek is smart as hell. Like, he got book smarts and he got street smarts. You know what I'm saying? And I'm definitely a fan. You know what I'm saying? I definitely but I will say is that last week and this week had moments that reminded me of season 6 of book 1 for some reason, and I realized how just traumatic that season was for me, not because he got shot, but just how they drug it out, and it was just nigga, everybody getting killed. Like, was that even necessary? You know what I'm saying? Just bodies dropping all over, whatever. Because last week when Kane did that little training day, boys in the hood. I'm gonna drop y'all niggas off. And you're gonna have to sink or swim. I don't know why that reminded me of season 6, and I like paused and like had to come back. So I'm like, man, I can't be going through this unless like, are we here already? Are they already
I
dragging?
think that was important though. I think that was important.
It
Like him
was.
showing that, just because right now I feel like they're building up like where everybody sides in the league. Because right now I know where everybody's side and the legions are a lie and everything right now. Because
Right.
I don't even know if Kane is on their side or not. I don't know if he's on what is their gang? CTG?
Man, I don't even
I
know.
don't know.
I only found that out this week. I thought it was just the Tejadas, you know what
But
I'm saying?
we got to pay attention to that, because remember, there is a body missing. You know what I mean? They did take one of theirs as far as the connect.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
that is true.
They got to answer. They got to answer for that, because that body gonna come up missing. Or
Mhm.
well, they'll probably find it, but I'm just saying, like, they gonna want to know what's up.
And they gonna know that somebody knows that what he was supposed to go do. Like, I'm about to go meet with Monet and Kane.
Well, because the money ain't came
Right.
back.
Yeah.
The money ain't come back.
Yeah. So they gonna know. Before the show started, were y'all just like, yes, I'm about to watch it, or
Oh yeah, off the
yeah.
strength, because when I found out they was gonna build off of Rashad Tate, you know what I'm saying? I was like, I'm gonna tune into that. I'm definitely gonna tune in when they go back to the high school years. That's I think, and this is a dope season, but I think that's gonna be the dopest one. Just to see the build of it, you know what I'm saying, the foundation of it.
I think that's the next one that's going to launch, because when I was watching Power yesterday, they had some, you know how stars be having them little commercials or whatever, and like the clips they showed, Raising Kanan was one of them. So they was like just showing a whole bunch of star shows, but they didn't show like all of the Power. They only showed Power Book 1, Book 2, and then Raising Kanan. So I think that's gonna be the next.
I think, and I think that might make sense, because I'm gonna tell you one that I know I said I was anticipating that one, but seeing Tommy come to the West Coast, I'm all the way. I was in the car. I'm in the car with you, Tommy. You know what I mean? We're going back to my stump of the ground. I need to see that ASAP, because I think they might. I think because what the feedback that they get off of this season, and then the next ones that come up, I want to say, and I might be wrong because we might find out the order, but if Tommy's is last, they might try to build off of him. They might do a whole spin off of him.
I think what they're doing,
that makes sense.
I think what they're doing though, like, you know how right now Power only comes out once a year. I think what they're doing is, or trying to do with this whole Power Never Ends, I think it's like a Power all year. Like somebody's show, you know what I'm saying, is going to be, because I can't see them thinking we about to wait no 5, 7, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
All these years for all these shows.
I think they might speed it up. They might do two a year.
Maybe
I can see them do that.
I could see them doing 3 though.
Like spring, and maybe some spring and probably fall.
I could see them doing we'll see with COVID, but I know Kanan's show is already, they're doing certain stuff with it.
I think they already got the theme song to it. I think NLE Chopper is supposed to be in it.
And Tommy's show, they start filming it in January, because I forget.
Okay.
So I feel like they're gonna do 3 a year, you know.
Oh, they're gonna. I mean, I wouldn't blame them, and I wouldn't doubt it. But I know at least they should be doing 2 a year.
Right.
Man, because if you think about it, they only be having like 8 to 10 episodes. So even if they had 10 episodes a season. There's 52 weeks. You really could do all 5 shows.
You just got to strategically pick a slot though, because
they be dragging stuff out. They be giving mid-season premieres.
They in competition with some shows that's gonna come back, like some heavy hitters.
Well, I know they got 50 Cent is really out here trying to just. This is his lane now, is TV. So
yeah, 50 needs to holler at me.
50,
I know he listens to the show.
Man.
Yeah. So let's talk about some of the characters real quick. Or I don't know, I won't say real quick, but let's talk about Carrie and Jabari first.
Useless.
Oh man,
useless.
We got to talk about them. I agree that they're useless, but what I really dislike about both of them, man, I get it that these are quote unquote adults because they're college students, but y'all still some fucking predators. Like, you are grown ass adults. Grown ass adults, like y'all my age. For sure, y'all late 30s, early 40s. Like, you got shit to lose. Obviously, Carrie, you know that because you telling Zeke, oh my gosh, this will blow up if we let it out. But you sleeping with a 18-year-old. This nigga's a freshman in college. He was just in high school in May. Now he's in college playing basketball, has all the stamina you need, as you made sure to kind of throw that jab at Jabari this week.
Boy, every time she get in her doorknob, she want to take off her clothes.
Right. And I know she was on that with Tariq. I know she was. He just ain't on that. If he was on that, she would have been on that.
I think if Tyreek was thirsty enough and it happened at that time, remember the height of it, she was emotional.
Yeah.
For one. And then just his persistence, his game was just at that particular time was too strong or whatever. But we seen Tyreek fall asleep.
Right.
Right.
You know.
Right. He even handled that last situation when what do they call it?
And that's one thing that's not talked about a lot. I bring it up all the time. He is or was, because I don't even know if they going to officially write old girl out, but he was in one of the most official love triangles that never really took off between 3 women. You know what I mean? So I'm not sure what they're going to do with old girl at the other school. I think she was at I don't know if she goes to that school, the same school, or if she goes to
what's her name? Effie.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. There you go. I'm not sure what they're gonna do with her. But then you got him over here between the other two. And I was like, that boy, and he don't even be trying.
Okay, but here's the thing. I am glad that during sex week, I'm not here for a Tariq sex scene. So I'm glad.
I kind of don't want to see that either.
Yeah, like I'm glad
I kind of don't want to see that either.
Remember the blood on his shirt, because I'm like, what is he in real life? He really could be my child in real life because he's like Devon's age. My son is 21. He's 21 or 22. So
I know he took too long to take that bloody shirt off though. I'm like,
I would have
feel like he went
about
that wrong.
Yeah.
He went about that all wrong. He didn't have to be all mean to her about that. He could have went to the bathroom and took it off.
Yeah, he could have did
or
that.
Something.
And then looked all shocked when she ran.
Right.
What you think she was supposed to say?
But look. See, this is what I said. I be shooting cats bail. I know I do, but you gotta remember, look where he just came from.
Yeah.
So he had just finished being up front with old girl. They had the passionate kiss. So he's like, he probably feeling her more.
I don't think so.
I don't think he's so either.
You don't think so?
I'm seeing Ghost because he's at least being pretty upfront-ish with everybody. Because he wasn't lying to Diana in that moment because he had just had that situation with Lauren, like where her boyfriend was, so he wasn't lying. But did you peep his body language? Like, yeah, Lauren started kissing him, but his body language was maybe he was still traumatized from the shooting or whatever, but he wasn't even caring about what she was talking about at first, and then she just started kissing him.
Yeah, well, like I said, he out there not acting or trying hard because they still coming after him.
I'm not here for a Tariq sex scene, so I wasn't.
Oh, yo, let me tell you,
I don't want to see it either. Kind of.
If you listening, don't write that in there.
Please,
I kind of don't want to see that.
In there. And we don't watch that boy grow up.
I'm gonna
go. Gross.
I
literally other shows that I didn't seen him in, somebody's son. No, I'm cool on that.
I do think he should get some, but I don't think we should see it.
No,
I don't think we should see
it. Need to be some they start kissing, fade to black.
Fade it off or something like that.
Or just when he
fade it to the next morning, them in the bed or something like that.
Bed, like how Braden and no girl was. I don't even want to see that. Like
that was weird.
Yeah, I don't.
That was weird.
I'm cool on that. And I guess it's just.
I hate old girl. Ooh.
Oh yeah,
right. Speaking of her. Yeah. Ooh. She reminds me just of Sax. I'm sorry, but I had to say that.
Well, I mean, they're related. So, hey, you know what?
I hate her.
What Sax did with Paz, Sax is actually a good lawyer. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was the only time in this entire show I've ever seen, like, oh, now I guess I could see why you were a U.S. attorney or whatever. Because before he just seemed like, how the hell do you got this job?
You know, if you really think about it, though, Sax, you can't hate him because he was just doing his job. If you really think,
and that's the cool part about it. I don't hate him. I just know the way he's carrying himself. He deserves to die. Like,
hey, I know what y'all say because he went about it the wrong way, but he was right. He was right. They was just he had some bad. But no, I don't like Sax. I don't like Sax.
I'm surprised he made it.
Oh yeah.
Never would have made it.
I do like him and Method Man too. Method Man,
Meth doing an excellent job.
Hell yeah.
He's doing an excellent job.
Yeah.
Awesome job.
That was the sex scene we needed to see. That's what we needed to see. We don't need to see no. Oh man, Method Man.
I'm like, well, I mean,
man has aged well.
I'm not, I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm not going there with you. I'm not going there.
I'm
not going there with you.
I'm all alone in this, but that's cool.
Now, when we want to talk about Keisha and Tommy,
no, we don't want to talk about
Keisha and Tommy.
We don't want to talk about that.
Come on, Keisha.
But we could talk about Ghost. Forget Angela, just Ghost. Nah, but yeah, right. Man, but yeah. Carrie, Jabari is a weirdo though. Like,
he one of those cats. He's one of those intellectual cats that has like a he's very insecure for like to me he's insecure for sure.
But he's definitely insecure.
He got like this sneaky. Man, I don't like him.
No, but he's weird because when he was like telling this week's episode, telling Tariq, write about it, BT, like, was he getting off on that? He seemed like a pervert.
I think that's stemmed from he really wanted. That was just jealousy. That was rage and jealousy because he was trying to figure out like, well, is it you? Like, is it you? You know what I mean? Like,
that was just rage and jealousy.
Yeah,
he gonna be mad when he see this 6 foot whatever nigga get.
Oh, he really gonna be mad.
Oh, he really gonna be mad. He really gonna be mad
because he's gonna feel like, see, Tariq makes sense in his mind because Tariq is like him, like intellectual and this, that, and the other. Zeke is not. So he will really be mad about that. Like, that's not gonna make no sense to him.
Like, oh, you like him?
Yeah, like
that's what you like.
Man, muses are like, I ain't never had a muse like, oh, this is the nigga I'm sleeping with and you inspiring me. But I've had people like, and it's weird. Both of them were men that we weren't messing around, but they just inspired creative things. You know what I'm saying? So Muse, and he don't got it. Like he ain't. That's why he can't write, because that was Muse.
Yeah.
Gotta steal some college kids' papers.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Well, he wrote his first paper about her.
Yeah.
His first book.
And that hit.
Yeah.
You know, but after that, it was just they. You know, I hear this a lot from the ladies. Like they needed 50-50. They want you to be able to talk in meetings and be able to go to the block still. You know what I mean?
Still don't know what women want, and I ain't even trying to figure it out.
I don't know if it's necessarily the block per se, but I will say you just want to feel like your man can protect you. You want to feel safe with them. You want to feel like it's okay. So, you know, as a single parent or whatever, I have to be strong. I have to be all these things, but I don't want to be that. And I would want to have somebody that I feel like it's okay to, because you got it. You know what I'm saying? It's not about really like go to the block. It's just
when I mean go to the block,
down, you know what I'm saying?
Like in any situation that you in, but you know, a lot of women like that grittiness, just a little bit. It ain't gotta be filthy, but you gotta have some mud on your boots.
I won't deny that.
I mean, sometimes they like a little extra seasoning on the chicken, or a little spice, you know.
Not the hey, why Tariq going on brain? What do you call them? Y'all look like some raw chicken.
Chicken.
Yeah,
they did too.
They did.
It
for sure was the season.
He just went in on them.
I'm gonna tell you what though. If I had to choose one thing that I didn't like about the season is the fact that
you said did or didn't.
That I didn't, because I don't get me wrong. This is taking me back to the early seasons, book one. But the one thing that I did have I pointed out before was that you don't know the time stamps. You know what I mean? Because you know if Sax is popping up at the cemetery and then Riley is just happen to be in this area, but Tyreek is saying no, I got to get back to the city. Like it confuses me. Like how close are y'all? You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true. They say that about Tyler Perry films too, that you don't never know the timeline.
you don't know. So it's like like Tyreek is way over here, and he's saying he has to get way over here, and Sax just so happened to be in the area. Like, I don't.
Right. And it's they're still not. And I'm guessing she does that on purpose, because 6-7 seasons into Dynasty or whatever she's trying to create, that's just who you are as a person. That's just what you're doing. Like, you not trying to have timelines in there. You trying to have the illusion of timelessness or whatever you trying to have, you know what I'm saying, going on. But Sax and Davis, since we're on the Sax, you mentioned Sax, so let's go here. I don't think that Sax is really gonna fully stick to this little agreement that they got going on. I don't think so, because I think that I don't know. I think it's gonna be. I don't think it's gonna be because I don't want to lose my job. I feel like it's gonna be part of him is gonna at some point have some soft spot for Tariq or something. Is he really? Yeah, Sax is or not a soft spot, but I don't think. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know why. I don't think he's gonna keep to the agreement, but I feel like it's gonna be some random human moment. He either gonna feel sorry for him or something.
I don't know.
We'll see.
We'll see.
I think the more and more I can tell you this, and I can tell that y'all authentic fans. We always gonna try. we're always gonna try to figure out like the answer. But I think at this point, the way they got things rolling, I'm expecting the curveballs now.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
Like to me, I'm pretty sure it's a lot of us that's like, yo, I think it's about time 50 put a gun to Sack's head. You know, is anybody gonna write that up? And I think at this point they know that, and we never know where this fool might end up.
Yeah.
I don't think they're gonna kill Sax off just yet. I think he's a needed character. He's a needed character.
He ties the past, but can fluctuate to the future. You know what I'm saying? And we're learning more about like a whole family. We done met his mama, daddy, brother, sister, niece. You know what I'm saying? So the fact that she's writing, and I say she, Courtney, is writing family into it, he ain't going nowhere no time soon, because you wouldn't be giving us all this. Dang, look at how his family treats him. Look at how his brother calls him Nancy, trying to emasculate him. You know what I'm saying? Like,
trying to make us feel bad about him.
Make him feel less than. You're not trying to draw us in for you to kill him off tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? He gonna be here. He made it. He done made it. He's the Angela, Angela, but he's her level of in that job or whatever. He's the her of this season, this series.
I'm more interested in how they're gonna do Tasha, because I think they can do her a lot of different ways if they really wanted to. That's the biggest curveball in my opinion. Is Tasha.
What if they let her out? Because I had that thought. What if she don't spend? Like, is they gonna keep her in jail the whole series? Like, that's really what we're doing.
I guess
if she gets out, then what? I don't. That's the thing. Like, I feel like I don't think she can get out. I think she almost has to die in a weird way. I'm almost predicting that she's gonna go out somewhere.
Which is a good question, because
nobody but Raina.
but I feel like if she dies, that would almost complete Tyreek. Depending on how she goes out, like if she goes out, because they do still. I mean, like let's say Tyreek does something messed up with Monet. They already done threatened his son, or Monet's husband. What's the dude's name in jail?
Something Tejada. I can't. Lorenzo.
Yeah. They already done threatened his son. So I mean, and that's that's a big curveball. But I don't know. We'll see what I'm real interested in what they'll do with Tasha's character.
Yeah, because I think if they kill Tasha off, that's the end of the chapter. There's no point after that. Yeah,
we said that about Ghost, my nigga. They done killed the whole. We thought they couldn't have power without Ghost and Tommy, and look at us.
But they still had a storyline that came from too many characters that kept it alive. You killed Tasha. One of the main storyline was to get her out.
Yeah,
that's true.
You know what I mean? So once you get out, then there's no use to. I mean, unless Tyreek gets so deep in the game to where he can't get out.
I can see that, Captain, because he been trying to be in the game. Teach me the motherfucking game, go.
I don't think he really wants to get out the game, honestly. What other career path has he talked about?
Right. Like, what is he even going to college for? Because he had
to. He has not talked about any other career path.
You don't know about any type of career, or I want to be a lawyer when I grow up. Nah, he said, teach me the game, Ghost. And
he goes to one class.
Yeah, right? He really do only have one class.
And they sit up there and look at every episode and be like, he has 25 units. And
where these other classes at?
I ain't never seen him in another class. I seen Drew in another class, and he ain't even in that school.
That's that part.
That's funny. That's funny.
Yeah.
He's going to school for Zeke. That's what he's going to school for.
No, he's going to school for that inheritance, because he can't get the money if he don't graduate college, because Ghost is trying to make sure Tariq doesn't do what he's doing anyway. So
well, that's what I'm saying. It would have to come down to it has to be a reason. So Tasha would be, if they kill off Tasha, that would be one to stop it. Once he get the money, That's it. Unless
like
unless Tasha is murdered, but he still hasn't graduated yet, and so we just watching him trying to get to the money.
I feel like, I don't know, but we'll see. We'll see. Of course, because we be thinking we know and we don't, and then you know what I'm saying. So Lauren or Diana, and it only or Effie. Let's throw that in as a razzle dazzle little. I won't say her though because she's not really a factor right now.
She's not. But her and Diana is kind of like in the same boat to me.
Yeah.
Like they both seem like they ride or die. Yeah. And they already know what it is. They in that. Well, Diana's a little bit advanced. You know what I mean? So I feel like honestly, if we feel like Tyreek is going ghost route, she is by far the perfect pick.
Diana.
You know what I mean?
Diana.
Yeah. She's a perfect match. Now, if we want to throw a little wrench in it to where it's going to be difficult for Tyreek, then you want to go with the other girl.
Because Diana don't seem like she really want to be a part of the game either, though. Sometimes too.
But she probably wouldn't want to be a part of it. But at the same time, she in love, and she gonna understand it. It's not like it's gonna be foreign to her.
But I think Tariq is doing what he's doing. I don't know. I feel like he would choose Lauren. I feel like
I think so too.
There's an attraction with Diana for sure, but I think
he saw after Lauren.
Yeah, he saw that, and it's all about who a man like. It's one thing. I feel like Diana likes Tariq more than Tariq likes Diana, but Tariq likes Lauren. Yeah, he was hurt by how things, well, supposedly, really, he was just trying to cover up the blood, and he'll do whatever to make it right later. That ain't over. But he likes Lauren more. Like, Lauren's coming around now, but he wants Lauren, I believe. But I'm not 100% sure Tariq is really trying to be I don't know. Maybe he is really trying to be about this life, but
he confuses me. I like, we really don't know what he wants.
He don't know what he wants. The boy just turned 18. He don't know what he want to do with his life. Right?
Real talk.
But he's smart as hell, though. He could literally do anything. But I think
some pretty deceiving books.
But I think it's interesting though that he is his daddy's son, in the sense that the type of women that he's drawn to kind of mirror Tasha and Angela. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There's his mom, and that's definitely Diana, because Monet in some ways reminds me of the way Tasha parents her kids. Once Tariq was like, teach me the game, and she was like, okay, well, I'm gonna just teach you the game, so whatever.
I got my second complaint. Hold
off on your complaint, sir. Hold on 1 second.
Okay.
All right. But then we got Lauren, who is the side of Tariq that is smart, who is whatever. And Lauren, I feel like she could have an edge to her too, but she's trying not to because of whatever happened with her brother and trying to please her parents. I feel like that's why she was with that Marcus or whatever her boyfriend
Malcolm. That's Jabrari's little brother right there.
Yeah, that's his protege right there.
Yeah. He came in taking pictures like, I just want you to see yourself. That was the most corniest.
Man,
I'm like, yeah. Give me your phone.
Please.
Give me your phone.
That was stupid.
Corniest thing I've ever seen.
All right.
He was hurt.
He was really hurt.
Why? Please tell me why. Backstreet Boys, tell me why. Why is Monet angry all the time?
Oh man, I was gonna say that. Is it Mary J. Blige or is it Monet? Like I don't get it.
You are mad.
You're right.
every scene you are mad.
You know what's crazy is, okay, so for the most part, podcasts, I listen to indie podcasts, like people I met on Twitter, whatever. But there's only two podcasts that I listen that are not. One is Kev on Stage and his wife have a Love Hour podcast, so I'll listen to that. If you want to call that a celebrity podcast, I guess that'd be and I don't even listen to them that often. But there's this other one called Power After Hours, and this dude Jeff and Chrissy, they do it, and it's basically a power podcast. And they'll have like questions from their listeners and all that good stuff. And somebody I literally listened to it today, and somebody was like, "Why is Monet mad all the time?" That's what's so funny about you saying that.
She is.
So I'm gonna say what Chrissy said, but I felt her when she said it. It's not even that she's mad all the time, but I know how I get. It's that she's very intense because she has a lot on her shoulders. She has to run the business. That, yeah, she tries to be hard or whatever. She kind of is trying to be how she feels like she needs to be to get respect in the streets, but she's not a man, just like her husband told her. She's a female. Right, so that's why she wanted Kane to be there at the deal or whatever, because she knows niggas ain't really respecting her like that. They respect Lorenzo, just like she told that cop. It's Lorenzo, you know what I'm saying? I'm Lorenzo's. It's all about him. She knows what it is. And I think that there's that. There's, first of all, the pressures of being a single parent, raising kids. I mean, he done been in jail, 10 years? That's a lot on you. Then there's, you gotta be like that. You can't show weakness or happiness or whatever, because that's going to be seen as vulnerability, weakness, whatever. You can't have that. So I feel like she has to be like that. It's tough love with her kids, you know what I'm saying? It's like she's in survival mode and her kids are being raised off survival instead of love.
Thanks for explaining that to me, because I was in agreement with she always was mad. Always was mad.
And I feel her because I know, now obviously I'm not trying to run a drug enterprise and all that extra, but just raising the girls since their dad, died or whatever, and then when things happen that I wish I could have his like support on, I find myself frustrated. I find myself whatever. I find myself like, damn, nigga, why I gotta deal with this all by myself? And so, and then in different seasons, I feel like I maybe have more joy or more humor or whatever, but it's like, I get it. As a black women, I feel like, I mean, I'm sure white women have their struggles too, of course, but I feel like people always talk about like how strong and how whatever black women are, but it's just, we do what we have to do. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like I'm out here like, man, INDEPENDENT. You know what that mean? I don't need no man. And no, but I do what I gotta do. So then that I've become an independent person where it's even to the point where I don't even try to rely on people for emotional support anymore. I'm more so just like, hey, channel that creatively or something, you know what I'm saying? But you do what you gotta do. So she's being who she has to be because the safety of her man and the way that she was allowed to conduct herself before, she can't do that no more.
That makes sense. I can feel that.
Yeah. Let me let y'all know. You know what I'm
saying? I ain't got nothing to say about that one.
Hey, guys, I got nothing on that one. Nothing on that one. I just pointed out that she was a little, she was,
Yeah, she a little aggressive at times. Mary J. Blige, maybe she'll grow in her acting. You know what I'm saying? Because Lala grew by the end of season 6. She was better than she was in season 1. So I'm hoping coming on Power because she is the same no matter like what she's saying, no matter what emotion I think she's supposed to be displaying. She is always the same. Like she ain't got no range in her acting right now. So.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I like her though in that as that character. Like some people have whatever views they have, but I like her.
I like her too. I just think she just needs to. But you explained it well. I ain't even gonna say nothing to that anymore because you explained that actually pretty well to me.
Yeah. 2-Bit, my nigga 2-Bit came back.
Yeah, my man.
He's out.
I'm trying to. I'm sorry, Spanky. Man. That was my biggest disappointment of season 6.
All him snitching.
Hell yeah! Like
he kind of gave off the vibe though. He kind of gave off that vibe. Like 2-Bit was really the muscle. Spanky was just his homie.
Yeah.
Spanky was just his homie.
Pretty much. I felt bad for him though.
Yeah. He said, I gotta, if I tell you I gotta shoot you, bam.
I mean, if you noticed, every time somebody snitched in that in Power, they either died immediately.
Yeah, it was quick,
or it was an episode or 2 later.
Especially if Tommy found out about it, because he didn't play that. Yeah, he didn't play that. He didn't play that. All right, so I feel like I don't really know. I don't have any other specific things I want to talk about with, because we still halfway through it or whatever.
These next episodes is going to tell us a lot about it. Like I still want to see where Kane is going to align. I'm still trying to see if him and Tyreek is going to be cool. I don't know if he likes Tyreek enough, but we'll see.
What I know is because they want us. Yeah, somebody, like they said in the preview, somebody was, somebody's trying to kill me or whatever. They not gonna kill him. So, and I can't imagine them having the whole rest of the show, them two beefing. You know what I mean? Like, I don't see that as the dynamic they're gonna bring this. But who knows though? But I feel like right now he's mad, and he ain't even really mad at Tariq. He's mad at his dad, but he knows he can't do nothing about what his dad did. He can't do nothing to his dad. He feels betrayed by his mom too, because his dad only had them put hands on him because of her. And really, he didn't know that was her. He didn't do that on purpose. He shouldn't have did it. Don't get me wrong, but he just reacted and then was like, "Oh shit."
No, he needed to get his ass beat.
Right.
No, he needed to get his ass beat. Kane definitely needs to be. he definitely needs to be put in line. He needed to get his ass beat.
All right. I guess that's the difference between men and women. Because even Monet was like, "You went too far," and I'm like, he didn't do it on purpose.
No, he needed, because Kane, that woke him up. If you notice, he actually reacted off of that.
That's true.
I mean, he might have reacted wrongly, but he reacted. That was the only thing that was gonna make him actually like, okay.
Rob the church. I cannot, like, not the store, the church. Like,
right.
He wowed. All right. I don't know if we're gonna do this again, listeners. I'm not gonna say we not. I'm not gonna say we are. I'm just gonna say I wanted to do for sure a power episode today, and we'll see if we'll have it again. But before we get up out of here, Baylor, tell them where they could find you, your show. It'll be in the episode notes.
At Baylor the Great on all social media platforms. BTG for President, Open Run with BTG, part of the Rare Science Network.
Yeah, that's every Wednesday, every Thursday.
Yep. All right, Cedric, do you want them following you on Twitter? Do you want me to put your Twitter? Because Cedric's not a podcaster, y'all. This is my
Nah,
little
not a
brother.
podcaster. No, y'all can't follow me on Twitter or Instagram. I mean, it is CLW51 if it is down there, but other than that, no.
Yeah, it is. I'll put that in the episode notes. Weekly podcast shout out Plum Florist Podcast. I've never listened to them. They are a show. I'm in a retweet group with them. They do modernized versions of classical Chinese short stories, but they asked me to do a voiceover or do one of their episodes. So I did some lines, almost like a cart. It felt like I was a voice actor. And now I'm like, man, I wonder if there's money in this because I actually had kind of fun. So I will be featured on. I don't even know what the name of the episode is. I ain't even ask all that. I just know I did it and they were happy with it and they sent me a postcard. So you should definitely check them out. Their stuff will be in the episode notes. Remember, I got the merch sale going on. TAM 2020 is the code to get 20% off for sure through the end of the year. We'll see if I do it beyond that. As always, this episode was a little different, but still make sure you take care of your mental, emotional, spiritual, physical health, all that good stuff. Thank you so much for tuning in and all that good stuff. And I will see y'all next week. Bye.
Ladies and gents, this concludes transmission. Tune in next time for a whole new edition. Another adventure and mission to share, be heard, and clarify the vision of this whole new world for...